can now, we wouldn't be in touch with ATA all the time and all of the various craft support groups. It's important to us not just to present handcrafted product at the fair to make our fair better, but it's also important to us that the handcrafted community is heard and understood and that we're producing a market that works well for them. It's a commercial marketplace, but it's not a very commercial industry. It's a very personal industry, an industry that's very personally connected to its product, whether you're importing it and developing it or making it yourself. And we understand that. And we do not want in any way to threaten the future of your businesses or your success here at the fair. We believe that this is the way things are going. Maybe not tomorrow. Please just let me finish, okay? Maybe not tomorrow, but eventually a lot of these big import retailers can find sources on their own, however they want to. They're all traveling all over the world anyway right now. So we're not really, we're trained to produce markets, and we're trained to do things for our buyers and our exhibitors. We're trying to, and you, as exhibitors, are potential buyers. I mean, you should be in there as well, finding resources that you don't already have. You add value to the process.
So then we also
one second.
And
since it's a done deal, under what circumstances would this be okay for everybody here? Like, could you say that a buyer that was going to go into this hall had to sign an agreement that they could buy 5 containers and would be spending $100,000?
So let me talk to you. I'm not sure what the limits will be, but we will establish limits and ground rules that will enable us to credential them to enter the hall. Absolutely. Much the same as with other container halls and other markets. Yes.
Question on that directly. Then if you care so much about handmade, which I believe, because Carol Ross is a very dear friend of ours, we've been here for 11 years, spend $50,000 a year with GLF minimum, but it's getting harder and harder and harder for us to cover that. Online is taking off. You guys, I know, are seriously threatened, and I understand why you need to look for other revenues. My question is, if you care so much about handmade, will you then, for us it's a vertical company, so this doesn't affect us except for our friends. So will you consult with them before you cast it in stone?
We are launching this division, okay? So it's, let me just a minute, please listen. The requirements for the buyers will be circulated so that you are aware of them. Colvin and Karen know what your concerns are, and we'll be out on the floor today and tomorrow and on the phone with you over the next several weeks and months, listening to you. We will be. We're going to do this in a way that is careful and well considered, and we are also going to take a look at how it does or doesn't work and where it needs to be modified. We've always done that as a company. You know that about us. We don't just set a course and then never look back. We always carefully look at what we've done and modify it as needed, and we will continue to do that. Coming up, we're looking at 50 booths, 50, very small, much smaller than what you're representing now. And going forward, we're also looking at removing it from Javits and taking it to a pier. So we have some plans in place to make sure that it's appropriately positioned and that it doesn't overtake what you're trying to do. The fact of the matter is, somebody else is going to do it if we don't. It's going to happen if we don't. And somebody else may not be willing to listen to others in the marketplace or do it as carefully or bring in consultants that are in country and know what they're doing and know what you're doing to do it right. So that's a sign of this, you've got to think a little bit about the balance. I'm going to take a few more questions. The show is almost open. We are here all day, today, tomorrow, we're available on the phone. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. Go ahead.
My concern is this. We are not only here to protect our own businesses, obviously, but our suppliers are small producers around the world. You bring in these big exporters from other countries, they're going to come and poach product ideas from all of us in this show. And they're going to take them back and they're going to reproduce them. And they're going to put us out of business, they're going to put producers out of business at the same time. The biggest problem is poaching. That's, quite frankly, why we don't sell our products in Kenya. because everybody there poaches ideas and then everything is
Yep.
chaos. We only
Yep.
bring our products here. What you're proposing is to bring the very poachers we're trying to avoid, bring them out here and screw the whole thing.
Okay, so their access to the show floor will be managed as part of a tour with Coleman and Karen. We don't allow any.
Come on.
We're gonna walk them quickly through the whole show. Leslie, please. No, I haven't finished answering that question, and I'm taking the 4 that had their hands raised, and then I'm gonna take cards, and I'm gonna come back around over the course of the next few days, because I think this is not as productive as it could be. It's upsetting, clearly, and I would rather talk to each of you individually so that you can be heard and I can have a conversation with you than
The meeting's a good idea, because I'm hearing things that I might not have thought of, like what's going on.
You're welcome to stay. For those of you that would like to leave and get to your booths, you're welcome to go. I haven't finished answering the question, okay, Paul? Give me a moment. Knocking off, a lot of knocking off is happening online as well. Our intent is not for them to knock off. We're also very carefully looking at who gets brought in. I mean, Colvin and Karen are working carefully to vet those companies, to understand who they are, to understand if they're right, if they're the right kind of resource, on a variety of different levels. So we understand that knocking off is a problem, but knocking off is just a problem anyway. Knocking off is happening right now. There are people walking the hall, I'm sure right now, looking to knock off, and we try to control that as well.
Why would you want to enhance that?
We're not going to enhance that process. We're bringing them here to do their own level of business, not to come and look at your product.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We don't have them in our hall, that's very clear.
You're bringing them in, right, and
And-
you're putting us in a vulnerable position, right back to where we used to be. So the confusion for the buyers.
Buyers won't be allowed in the hall, though.
Right.
They won't be, it won't be open to, it's not open to the rest of the hall. It's open only at the front of the hall, only at the eastern side of the hall, and you have to have a different badge to get in.
We need
Okay?
to bring those buyers to us. To see if we.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely, and I think that should be part of the conversation too. I think there are ways, and again, I think Coleman and Karen can probably speak better to this, but I think there are synergies that could be developed between the two. There may be buyers that find a type of production that appeals to them, but don't have the internal design capabilities, need an importer to work with them to facilitate the relationship. To do some quality assurance and quality control on the ground in country. They may not want to go back and forth 6 times a year to make sure that the samples are being properly produced, to make sure that the shipping material is there, to go through the detail. I mean, this could, if we do it properly, this could support your role and enhance your role. We could be bringing resources that need a middle person, that need that level of design expertise.
The sense is that it's just coming out.
I know that's,
Happy now.
I know that's the sense, believe me, I know that. And we didn't, you're not blindsiding me